Imagine this for a moment. You wake up one day, look in the mirror, and instead of feeling tired, heavy, and frustrated with your body, you actually feel lighter. Not just physically, but mentally too. Your stomach feels calm, your energy feels stable, and for the first time in a long time, you don't feel controlled by food. Now here's the shocking part. You didn't start eating less food, you didn't starve yourself, you didn't kill yourself in the gym. You simply changed when you eat. That's it. Sounds too good to be true, right? That's exactly why you need to watch this till the end, because intermittent fasting is one of the most misunderstood yet powerful tools for fat loss and metabolic health today, and most people are doing it completely wrong. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you tried to lose weight by eating every 2 hours, counting calories, cutting carbs, skipping fats, following some extreme diet plan, and still ended up stuck, tired, and eventually quitting? You're not alone. Millions of people around the world are frustrated because they were never told one simple truth. Your body doesn't just respond to what you eat, it responds even more strongly to when you eat. And this is where intermittent fasting completely changes the game. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's not a magic trick. It's not starvation. It's simply a pattern of eating that allows your body to rest from constant digestion. For decades, we were told that eating frequently keeps the metabolism fast, but science now shows us something very different. Every time you eat, your insulin rises. Insulin is a storage hormone. Its main job is to store energy, especially fat. When insulin stays high all day because you're constantly eating, your body never gets the chance to burn stored fat. Intermittent fasting creates a window where insulin stays low long enough for your body to finally access fat stores. This is why people doing intermittent fasting often say something interesting. They say they feel more energetic, not less. That sounds confusing at first because we associate food with energy. But the real problem is that constant eating actually traps energy in fat cells. When you fast, your body switches fuel sources. It moves from burning sugar to burning fat. That switch is called metabolic flexibility, and most people today have completely lost it. Let's talk about the most popular method, the 16-8. This simply means you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. For example, you stop eating at 8 p.m. and eat your first meal at 12 p.m. the next day. That's it. No special foods, no supplements, no extreme rules. What happens during those 16 hours is where the magic starts. Your insulin levels drop. Your body starts using stored fat. Growth hormone increases, which helps preserve muscle. Your digestive system gets a break. Inflammation starts to calm down. Now, many people panic when they hear the word fasting. They imagine weakness, dizziness, and hunger. But the truth is, hunger comes in waves. It's not constant. The first few days are challenging, not because your body needs food, but because your brain is addicted to eating on a schedule. Once your body adapts, hunger becomes quieter and clarity increases. This is why so many professionals, entrepreneurs, and athletes use intermittent fasting, not just for weight loss, but for focus and discipline. Another popular method is the 5-2 approach. In this method, you eat normally for 5 days and reduce calories significantly on 2 non-consecutive days. This works well for people who don't like daily fasting but still want metabolic benefits. The idea is the same. Give your body a break from constant calorie intake so it can reset hormonal balance. But here's where most people fail. They think intermittent fasting gives them a license to eat junk. They fast all day and then binge on processed food, sugar, and refined carbs. That completely defeats the purpose. Fasting controls when you eat, but food quality still matters. When you break your fast with real food, protein, healthy fats, and fiber, your body responds beautifully. When you break it with sugar and refined carbs, insulin spikes hard and fat loss slows down. One of the biggest benefits people don't talk about enough is how intermittent fasting improves your relationship with food. You stop eating out of boredom. You stop emotional snacking. You start eating with intention. Food becomes fuel, not entertainment. This mental shift alone changes lives. Now, I want to be very clear. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone in every situation. If someone has a history of eating disorders, is pregnant, or has certain medical conditions, they must consult a professional. This is about intelligent use, not blind following. But for the majority of healthy adults, intermittent fasting is one of the simplest, most sustainable strategies available. If you're tired of dieting, if you're tired of counting calories, if you're tired of feeling controlled by food, intermittent fasting might be the reset your body has been waiting for. And this is just the beginning, because in the next part, we're going to talk about exactly how intermittent fasting affects fat loss, metabolism, hormones, and muscle in deep detail, and why it works even when nothing else does. Now that you understand what intermittent fasting is, let's go deeper into why it actually works. Because once you understand the science in simple language, you stop being afraid of it and start using it with confidence. Most people think weight loss is about willpower. It's not. It's about hormones. And intermittent fasting works because it directly improves hormonal balance instead of fighting against it. Every time you eat, especially carbohydrates and sugar, insulin rises. Insulin's job is to move nutrients into cells. That's a good thing, but only in the right amount. When insulin stays high all day because of constant eating, your body locks fat inside fat cells. You can exercise, you can eat less, but fat loss becomes extremely difficult. Intermittent fasting lowers insulin for long periods, allowing fat to finally be released and burned. Another hormone that improves is growth hormone. During fasting, growth hormone increases significantly. This helps protect muscle mass while you lose fat. This is why many people doing intermittent fasting look leaner and more defined instead of skinny and weak. Their body composition improves, not just their weight. Then there's leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full. Chronic overeating and frequent snacking make your body resistant to leptin. You eat more but never feel satisfied. Fasting helps restore leptin sensitivity, meaning you feel full on less food. This is why intermittent fasting naturally reduces calorie intake without forcing you to count anything. Let's talk about metabolism, because this is where most myths exist. People are terrified that fasting will slow their metabolism. Short-term fasting does the opposite. It increases norepinephrine, a hormone that boosts fat burning and alertness. Your body does not think you're starving during a controlled fast. It thinks you're hunting, so it gives you more energy, not less. The real metabolic slowdown happens from chronic calorie restriction combined with frequent eating. That's what damages metabolism. Intermittent fasting avoids this trap by alternating periods of eating and not eating. Now let's address workouts, because this is a big question. Can you train while fasting? Yes, and many people perform better once adapted. Training in a fasted state teaches your body to burn fat efficiently. However, intensity matters. Light cardio, walking, mobility, and even strength training can be done fasted once your body adapts. The key is listening to your body, not forcing it. Breaking your fast properly is crucial. Your first meal sets the hormonal tone for the rest of the day. Protein is non-negotiable. It protects muscle and controls appetite. Healthy fats stabilize blood sugar. Fiber supports digestion. You don't need perfection, but you do need awareness. One of the most underrated benefits of intermittent fasting is inflammation reduction. Constant eating keeps your digestive system working non-stop. Fasting gives it time to heal. Many people notice less bloating, better digestion, clearer skin, and reduced joint pain. Intermittent fasting also improves insulin sensitivity, which is critical for long-term health. Better insulin sensitivity means lower risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome. This is why intermittent fasting is not just a weight loss tool, it's a metabolic health strategy. But let's be honest, The first week is the hardest. Your body is learning a new rhythm. You might feel hungry, you might feel irritable. That's normal. Hydration, electrolytes, black coffee, and herbal tea can help. But more importantly, patience helps. Your body adapts faster than you think. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to fast for extreme hours. Even a simple 14-10 schedule can bring benefits. The goal is sustainability, not suffering. Intermittent fasting teaches discipline without obsession. It simplifies life. Fewer meals to plan, fewer food decisions, more mental space. This is why so many people stick to it long term. And in the next part, we're going to talk about how to start intermittent fasting the right way, common mistakes that destroy results, and how to turn this into a lifestyle instead of a short-term experiment.
If you've made it this far, you already know that intermittent fasting is not a trend. It's a tool. And like any powerful tool, the way you use it determines your results. So let's talk about how to start properly. Because most failures happen not because fasting doesn't work, but because people rush, overdo it, or ignore their body's signals. The biggest mistake beginners make is jumping straight into long fasts. Your body needs adaptation. Start small. Delay breakfast by 1 hour, then 2. Let your body adjust. Fasting should feel challenging but manageable, not miserable. Another mistake is undereating protein. When people fast, they sometimes forget to eat enough when the window opens. This leads to muscle loss and fatigue. Your eating window is not an excuse to eat less nutrition. It's an opportunity to eat better. Sleep is another hidden factor. Poor sleep raises cortisol, which blocks fat loss. Intermittent fasting works best when sleep is prioritized. Late-night eating disrupts sleep. This is why an earlier eating window often works better for many people. Social life is not the enemy. Flexibility is key. If you have a family dinner or event, adjust your fast. Intermittent fasting should fit your life, not control it. One powerful strategy is combining intermittent fasting with walking. Simple daily walking enhances fat burning without stressing the body. You don't need extreme workouts to see results. Long-term success comes from mindset. Intermittent fasting is not punishment. It's respect for your body's natural rhythm. Humans didn't evolve eating all day. Periods of fasting are natural. Over time, something amazing happens. Your cravings reduce, your energy stabilizes, your confidence grows, not just because you look better, but because you're in control again. And that's the real power of intermittent fasting. It's not just about weight loss, it's about freedom. Freedom from food addiction, freedom from constant hunger, freedom from failed diets. If you commit to learning your body, staying patient, and being consistent, intermittent fasting can become one of the most effective habits in your life. This is not a promise of overnight results. It's a promise of sustainable change. And if you're ready to stop chasing quick fixes and start building real health, intermittent fasting might be the best place to begin.